How's that there am girl gonna get out of this one? Hi there and welcome back to Trespasser. This is Pressing Draws and we are carrying through our perilous journey through this valley of raptors. It's terrifying. It's like the valley of death, I tell you, beset on all sides by raptors, but we're not going to let that discourage us. We've got to carry on and fight our way through this horrendous nightmare ordeal that Anne has found herself crashed on this island full of velociraptors, but not a lot else. I mean, I guess there's this big valley and stuff, I guess, and ostensibly there's some crashed helicopter parts down there, but effectively, you know, this island is not what you'd call very diverse in its occupants and stuff that's in here. And
that down.
What could have brought this down indeed? I guess it might have been a pterodactyl or something. Let's just grab this 6-shooter here.
6 rounds.
It's going to be necessary for our survival in this and carrying on. I'm not going to fight that velociraptor because I feel like he's got the advantage in this terrain, as it were, because Anne does have a lot of problems traversing even the most slightest incline, and I think that's probably just because of a genetic defect or something that she suffers from. I feel like probably all her other limbs are as wavy and bouncy as her arm. That would make sense, I guess. So it's not a surprise that she has problems, A, walking, but also B, jumping as well, because as I've gone over in other videos, just jumping is just something of an ordeal in this game, and we will be seeing that later in this episode. But we seem to be happily coming to the edge of the Raptor ravine, but unfortunately here's one just to give us a good farewell and try and upset us a little bit, but we're not going to get upset, you know. Something of a Mexican standoff here. Oh no, not again. What? Oh, he's roll loader and playing dead, and we are happier for that. Cheers, mate. You give me back my gun.
3 left.
That's not for raptors, that's for people. I'm a people and we are carrying on. So, at the top of the mountain, here we are, and thank God for that, because I do not want to spend the rest of my life trying to forge some sort of rudimentary flying device out of that crashed helicopter. It's just not a lot of fun. Taking that right under the chin, buddy. He took like that a champ, to be fair. Well done for you, Velociraptor. Well played. GG from my friend. And we have to find a stupid way around this pointless bit of terrain. Let's just try and figure out what the developers intended for us to and yeah, that's a convenient tree just sitting there, and we've got 1 shot left in our revolver. That's not going to do us any good at all, so we'll just chuck that down the valley of the dinosaurs. And yes, we can see all of the terrain that we have traversed thus far, and it seems like we've gone a long way in a short time, but which is a curious conundrum, because literally Anne plods along like there's no hurry, you know, there's no kind of urgency in the way that Anne wanders about. It's just, I don't know, it must be down to the aforementioned dodgy legs that she has. And let's just see what's over this hill. Of course it is another raptor, and we are looking a bit desperate in terms of the old ammo front, but never mind. Maybe he'll ignore us. No, he seems to have one thing on his mind, and that is taking a chunk out of Anne. God, I wish I had some guns or something. That would be really convenient, but unfortunately this is not the case, and I can hear that he has initiated biting Anne's face off, such as it is, but that's fine. He seems to have missed us on that occasion, and unfortunately now we've got to try and reconcile a couple of really quite serious problems here. A raptor trying to eat us, but also B, trying to jump off on these rudimentary platforming that the developers have seen fit to try and fit into this game, and everyone knows there's nothing better than doing a bit of first-person platforming in a first-person shooter game, especially when you fail to program your game in such a way that I can possibly jump up this minor incline. There we go. And this bit of the level is just, why put this in here? I mean, you know, hey guys, I think the player might be getting a bit bored of shooting raptors in the face. Let's put some rudimentary jumping in here. But wait, Bob, doesn't the platforming in this game suck? Why, yes it does. That'll add extension of gameplay to our game, because that'll take them a good 10 minutes to jump up this stupid bit. Ah, brilliant, Bob. I can see why you're the programming manager. Yes, I'm also the only person here. Bob said to himself as he slept-walked through this fever dream of a game. But we seem to have got up this Giant's Causeway alike without too much of an error, although in the original game, because I'm playing the slightly modded engine of this could take literally hours to try and get up just because of the terribly shitty way in which Anne jumps, but never mind. And we have a lovely vista point here, and you know, plenty of terrain to get to, it would seem. But how do we get on? You know, we can't just jump down here, can we? We die with a second's worth of fall damage. Well, if I carefully just look over, there seems to be a rather muddy looking grey blue pool down there, so we're just going to say our goodbyes. So goodbye dinosaur friends, goodbye cruel world. Here we go. Well, we seem to have activated some sort of slow motion engine, which has allowed us to jump in that little pool and not die, and that was a hell of a jump to make, Anne, so congrats for you. Carrying on. And here we have a lovely little set piece to play with here. Unfortunately, it's probably going to mean our horrific death, but never mind. And we have got a mounted gun, and these mounted guns
about half.
equal instant death in this game. Unfortunately, I'll just demonstrate by trying to operate this. Yes. God. No, it's not worth it. The only thing we seem to have achieved with that is killing the only friendly dinosaur on the island. I'm sorry, dude. It was just a bit of friendly fire. There's nothing I can do about it. So all we're going to have to do is we're going to have to resort to traipsing along. And, oh, hello, mate. Good day to you, sir. I'm afraid that it's a bit of a busy day for me, so I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to sit and play with you today. I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you be and get on my merry way, because unfortunately mounted guns have not proved to be ever so effective, and he is biting us in the arse, and I don't think that we're going to be able to get away on this instance. I think, in fact, we are completely fucked. No, maybe not. The slow motion seems to have released us from our grip. Maybe the game has arbitrarily decided that we are trying to run away, so
the
perhaps
jungle
it should
canopy hung over us. There was an utter silence.
John, where have you been? I missed you, buddy.
Far away I could hear a Jeep engine idling.
And could this be the aforementioned Jeep engine that was idling at one point? Probably. The Velociraptors seem to have left us alone, so that's a relief, because I don't really want to have to get my arse chewed off at this point. So, let's see what goodies the Jeep contains for us. Absolutely sweet fuck all, but we do have a bonnet to play with. Yes, and someone has seemed to have removed the engine of that Jeep, and that seems a bit curious to me. I mean, literally, presumably that Jeep just broke down there and they left it, but then some smart aleck decided that he was going to come along retroactively and remove the engine. I can't see the point, personally. You know, what are you going to do? You're not exactly going to lug it somewhere on your back, are you? You know, I understand that engines are pretty heavy. I've never tried to lift one myself, but I bet they're pretty heavy. They're sort of made out of a solid steel block, really, aren't they? Or something. I don't know what an engine is made out of. Some of them are made of aluminium, probably. More modern ones? I don't know. I'm just basically speculating on it, really. It's just not a field I'm very aware in. I am quite interested in cars, but the mechanics of them escapes me, sadly. I'm just going to look in this handy dandy shed to see if we can find a gun to use. Look at that,
Feels
baby.
full.
Oh yes, we do love a nice... Now, is this an Ingram? Is that what you'd call that? I'd sort of, colloquially, I think that I'd know it as a Mac 10, although I could be wrong about that. So we're going to load up here, get our Ingram in tow, and stash it away so we don't arbitrarily drop it on the floor and forget that we've got it. And look at this. I've been glossing over this slightly, but look, there's an aircraft to investigate. and why aircraft just seem to be falling out of the sky over this island.
We were neither the only covert business to thrive in Central America nor the most dangerous.
John there explaining absolutely nothing with that statement. I mean, so what? We're
Hasn't been used.
this is a covert plane. I suppose it has got this awesome AK-47 with a snail shell clip, which will give us ample opportunity to go and assert our dominance over the dinosaurs that were giving us so much trouble earlier. So I'm just going to take a quick jaunt back there, and we're going to show them its boss. You know, they thought that they were in charge, but no, in fact, it is indeed us who are in charge. Let's go. And hello, guys. How are you doing? You know, you thought you were going to go and give me some trouble, but now, look who's in charge now. It's me. I'm just going to sort you well out. Do some. Carrying on. So here we are back at the crash plane, and you know, I just can't get it in my head why this plane is here. It's just like the developers decided that, oh, actually this landscape is a bit boring, let's just chuck the odd crashed aircraft in it so people have got something to look in and find a AK-47 in. I mean, you know, God knows that we can't find AK-47s just littered around in sheds and weird boxes that don't seem to have any other purpose other than holding deagles. And oh dear, I think I'll probably live to regret my wasting of that AK, the aforementioned AK.
Used.
But we have got an Ingram here, so we are going to just stick this in their
Raptor
faces.
on April 22nd, 1985. It wandered back and forth near the wall for 4 minutes and 22 seconds before hearing a noise, which drew it further off into the bush.
And the power of a fully automatic weapon you just saw. We just stuck it right up in his grill and let off a couple of 100 rounds. Well, maybe not hundreds, maybe a couple of tens, I don't know.
Feels about half.
Getting up close and personal with these velociraptors, and I'm very happy
By
to hear
1987, the first of them had reached full size. The ecosystem of another era began to reassert itself.
Yes, I can see that quite clearly, John. Thank you for that helpful interruption, and I'm quite glad that Anne has just previously told me that we have got about half the ammo left in this lovely gun, because there is nothing that sorts a velociraptor out
In the
quicker.
jungle, the forest, and the mountain, 3 raptor tribes staked out territory. Albertosaurs and 7 T-Rex chose their dominions. Uneasy borders drawn around forest, ridges, and ponds.
As I was saying, John, before you so rudely interrupted me, there's nothing sorts out a velociraptor
Not
quicker.
all the original species survived. In the end, only a few adjusted to the new world. These became dominant.
Now look what you made me do, John. I'm now about to get my ass handed to me by a couple of these red-looking velociraptor guys. I mean, never mind. We're just going to do our best, and we're going to just try and not get eaten at this point, because I really do not want to have to play through this part again. And look, there's a big gap in the fence there, but unfortunately it is being retroactively filled by the rendering system of this game to not let us walk through it. So unfortunately we are going to have to try and get up on this.
Showers, coffee, air conditioning. Almost there.
How do you work that one out, Anne? And yes, death is imminent at this point, I fear. Hopefully we can jump up on here and the raptors will not be able to follow us, because raptors are not known for their jumping ability, except when they are, of course, jumping on my head. Yes, we seem to have left them behind. I got left behind, I feel it all slipping away. So, thanks for watching again, and we are going to the 4th level, I think this is. Yeah, that sounds about right. On we go.
Open up the limit, past the point of no return. Reach the top, but still you gotta learn how to keep it.
We didn't have that there. Oh, a convenient ravine, sorry. That's a convenient... That's a convenient... That's a sip of my tea here. Better. And yeah, that's a convenient
One
tree
shot.
just sitting there.